Wow! Do you want to learn how to bake this pizza sfogliata di patate? Stay watching this video and I'll show you how. Guten Morgen tutti al mondo! Today we'll be baking pizza. Yes, and when I'm talking about pizza, today we'll be talking about Roman pizza. When you think about this kind of Roman style pizza, what ingredient is the first one that comes to your mind? Okay, those ingredients are delicious, but I was talking about potato. Patate, sì, di patate. But today we're taking this pizza romana di patate to another level. We're going to make la pizza sfogliata di patate. Why are you speaking Italian if you're not Italian? Okay, va bene. When I'm talking about sfogliata, I mean puff pastry. But when I'm talking about puff pastry, I'm not talking about the kind of dough that you use for croissant. I am talking about a more Italian dough, which is made not with butter, instead with olive oil. Today's dough is really easy, and we'll be using commercial yeast. The thing is that we need to ferment this dough for at least 24 hours. That's the secret for a super tasty dough. For the dough, we'll be using double O Italian flour. In case you don't have this kind of flour, you could use just bread flour. Some water, some fresh yeast. You could use instant yeast. Just use 1/3 of the weight of this fresh yeast. Some salt, and at last some Italian olive oil. And here you have the formula, so you can add it into my app, Gluten Morgan Baker's Percentage, which is free for download in iPhone or Android. Today I'll be using my mixer, but if you want to do it by hand or maybe autolyze or something else, remember that in my channel you have a lot of videos about that. Okay, let's start. So first ingredient, flour into the bowl. I know maybe you're asking why am I going to use the paddle instead of the hook? Because this dough is going to use a lot of water. Yes, I'm talking about high hydration. So when you use the paddle, it's much easier to develop the gluten network. Now goes in the yeast. Now we start the mixer and we go slowly adding the water. I'll reserve this little water for later. Now that we have developed some kind of dough, let's go with the salt. Now we move to spit number 2. Last drops in. As I told you, using the paddle, now you can see all the gluten development that we have. So look, that is what I was looking for. The dough is holding the paddle. That means that dough is almost ready. But we still need to add the olive oil. Five more minutes and it's done. Good, dough ready. The dough's ready, so I'll leave it resting here for around 15 minutes, always covered. Okay, it's time to make the first stretch and folding. I recommend that you wet your hands to do this. So we take the dough with our hand and we stretch it till we can. Now we fold it, now we go to the second quarter, third quarter, the same, and the last quarter, stretch and fold. This will give the dough a lot of strength and will help the gluten development. Good, we cover it and we'll leave it here on the counter at room temperature for around 1 more hour. Then maybe we can repeat this operation, the stretching and folding, 1 or 2 times. Now that's been an hour and we've done all the stretching and foldings, I recommend to take the dough to slowly rise in the fridge for around 24 hours. I know that maybe it's too much time, but trust me, it's going to be really worth it. See you tomorrow. Good morning everyone, welcome to another day. Here's the dough 24 hours later. Gluten, why are you dressed the same as yesterday? Shh. Let me introduce you the pizza ball. Now that the dough has slowly risen, comes the best part of the video, lamination. It's a good moment to give it its first use, this rolling pin from my friend Richard Bertinet. But first, I need to remove what he used, sourdough starter.
1 hour later.
Let's start. We pour some olive oil on the counter. And now we put this giant dough ball on the counter too. And now it's a pity to deflate it, but we have to do it so we can eat an excellent Roman pizza. So we start stretching it with our hands, and look, this could be a pizza by itself, right? But we need to go on. So let's start stretching it a little bit more. And now comes the roller pin from my friend Richard. Thank you, Richard. We start rolling it and stretching, and it's getting larger and larger. And now we can continue with our hands. The idea is to make it as thin as possible, but not that thin. Look how beautiful is this dough. It's like a sheet. Incredible. One more stretching here. Another one over here. And we're done. And now that it's all stretched, starts the lamination. Now we wet the dough with some olive oil. And here comes the semolina flour. This is essential. We're going to make layers of dough, olive oil, and semolina. We go folding it into itself till we get this rectangle. So you've seen how fun it is to laminate a dough. Okay, now we leave it here on the tray for around 1 hour at room temperature, and we continue. Are you lost with all the sourdough bread recipes that you find on the internet? Would you like to learn all the tips and tricks to make your own sourdough bread at home? Then I have the solution. I have designed the perfect masterclass of sourdough bread just made for you. By clicking the link on the description, you will learn how to make and take care of your sourdough starter, how to knead, shape, ferment, and bake your sourdough bread, how to use and read the baker's percentage, all the basic techniques to bake like a pro at home, and how to read and understand your dough. Don't miss out on it and click the link on the description right now. While we leave the dough relaxing, let's go with the toppings. Today, the main topping, which is potato, as I told you at the beginning of the video. So here's the potato. So here it is. It's just a potato. You could use whichever kind of potato you have. It's not yet cooked, of course. You could pre-cook it if you want to put it on the pizza. But since the pizza is going to be in the oven for around 20 minutes, you don't need to pre-cook it. So now it's time to slice it. I'll be using this mandolin because I want the slices to be... But in the case that you don't have one or you're afraid to use it, you could use perfectly a knife. But remember to cut them really, really, really thin. The gluten tip of the day, in order to not lose your hand, just till this size. So this is the slice. As you can see, it's really, really, really thin. That's because we're going to cook it in the oven with the pizza. While I prepare the rest of the ingredients, I'll put the potato in water so they don't get that yellow. Alright, let's continue with the second topic that we'll put on top of the potatoes. It is an olive oil with garlic, parsley and rosemary. Okay, we put the parsley in the mixer. Now we add the garlic, some rosemary, now the Himalaya salt. Let's do this. And then we go adding the olive oil very, very slowly. Okay, it looks good, so let's give it a try. Here's the dough completely relaxed, and we have also the toppings ready. So now comes the most stressful moment of the whole video, using the fingers. Now that I've stretched the dough, now it's time for the cheese. Today I have some fresh polpetta mozzarella of buffalo milk. Let's go with the potatoes. Trust in me, dough, potato, and cheese are a hit. I think I have poker. And now time for the second topping. And out of the blue, some Parmesan cheese. Time to bake. Today I'll be baking in my deck oven, which is preheated at 572 degrees Fahrenheit. May the gluten be with you. The pizza is ready. And here is the pizza. Wow, it smells incredible. I want you to listen to this. Wow, let's check the bottom. Oof, it's super crispy. I just can't wait. I need to cut a slice. Wow. just can't believe what I'm hearing. Wow, I hope you have enjoyed as much as me watching these incredible images. That crispy and thin, airy and light pizza full of potato. But now comes the best moment for me, at least, tasting it. Esto está espectacular. This is incredible. I don't know what are you doing right now still watching this video. You should be knitting. So please leave me some comments, like it, share it, and I'll see you in the next one. I hope you have enjoyed this video. And if you want to learn more about sourdough bread and sourdough starter, I encourage you to check the link on the description. And remember, this masterclass was specially designed for you.